We're back with the final, well, I shouldn't say final of this, but all that I have recorded.
At this given point in time.
Yeah, and this is Survivors Mission 8.
Yeah.
Ready?
Ahoy, Commander. It's boating time. The enemy has set up a base o'er the briny sea. They've got nice air, an ocean view, and all the other things that dang farming robots shouldn't have. We want them out of there on principle. We've got an abandoned base on an island nearby. Over here, we have a few aquatic units. Get them to the base safely, patch it up, then grab resources and build up a force. Get those filthy machines off the beach! That is all.
I remember this one was like a specifically like this. The reason this mission is alone is because it takes fucking forever.
Does it?
Yeah. I think this is like it takes me like 16 minutes to beat this one.
Yeah. And now you get fucking like.
Yeah. You see my.
The barrage crafts can go in the water. They're so slow though.
Yeah. They are pretty slow. That's why they're kind of like lagging behind. I'm like, oh, I'll set up waypoints. And it's funny because if you go any other way except for this, I think there's one other way that you can get through with, like, if you bring all your units, you can get through it, like, one or two, or, like, if you beeline it, you might be able to luck out and get one through. But this is the only way you can get past. There's a bunch of turrets down there. And if you go any other way, you just get blown up by the turrets. So
you get a bunker right away.
Yeah, well, the bunker just has lots of money in it.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not...
I know it's not cool. I wish it was something.
Oh, that's not cool.
I know. I wish it was something.
I want a duck
cooler.
thing. I want a duck.
I want a railgun tank.
I want a UFO.
Yeah. Received money. See there, 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 monies. Damn it! Enemy reinforcements sighted.
Everything's all like destroyed. Your base is obviously taking some beatings.
Yeah. So it's like the first part of this mission is basically me just like cranking out the repair guys and making sure all my buildings aren't just gonna like die. It takes 2 to repair a
something fully.
Yeah. I think for the main base there it might even be 3. Just depends on how much hit points it has.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to, like say they were trying to like focus fire one of your towers. You could put like 3 repairmen in it, and it would like heal 3 times faster.
Oh god.
It like has no threshold. Like literally, if you like pump 10 in there.
Dude, the little orb thing.
Yeah, those things are a pain in the ass to deal with. They're really good on their own as like single units.
But if you have them as part of an army, they end up like hurting your own army if you're Series 9, which makes Series 9 probably the worst race.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really had any good strategies with Series 9. Oh yeah, one of the other things I remember of this game too is like your barrage craft can't actually shoot things that are like super close to it, like which is why you saw it like try and get away, and it does damage to itself when it does that. So I guess that's the disadvantage of having like these
sending
super
them in
high.
at one at a time. So it's like an early game thing. Series 9 could be like an early game race.
Yeah, like if you played this game competitively, like if there was a competitive scene, there would probably be a lot more like rush strategies that I mean you wouldn't see like when we were kids, like that massive barrage craft. You wouldn't see strategies like that because like you wouldn't get that far, like you wouldn't have that much resources because that was a lot of passivity, right? Those were hour and a half long games that we used to play where you know we'd spend the first 15 to 20, like NR20 kind of deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that the rush strategies wouldn't work because the buildings have so much health, but all you need to do is build up the tankers, like kill the tankers.
Exactly, and they're screwed, right?
Yeah. Because that's like, I was thinking about like Age of Empires, and I'm like, wait, strategies like that still work because you kill off the workers.
Yeah.
And as long as they're not mining like resources.
And think about it like with Terran too. Like every thing in this game works like Terran does, where your units actually like
those
come
are
out of
fast. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know, right? They're a pain in the ass to deal with, and they keep going after my barrage craft. Don't kill them.
Oh my god, it's so close to death.
Yeah. Anyway, so all your production works like Terran, as like the units actually spawn from the buildings and they have to travel to the location. Whereas, you know, with Zerg, it's just like all your hatcheries. You know, your hatchery produces every single one of your units. So if you end up getting to a position where you can just camp the production structures, you can like kill them easily. Like there's nothing they can do. Oh, excuse me.
It sucks though, cause like I play Zerg. I play Zerg a lot, all the time. Like all the
Yeah,
Zerg is
play-
awesome, but like, and I know macro like pretty fucking well, but Zerg is possibly the worst race that you could play if you wanted to learn other RTS games, because
Yeah.
I have no concept of producing from multiple buildings. Like
Yeah.
I don't have that internal rhythm that I do with injections and like creep spread.
Yeah.
It,
And
that doesn't apply to like building stuff.
Yeah.
So I couldn't play Terran or Protoss. Well, Protoss maybe because you can produce things in a wave from like a gateway, like having 8 gateways
Yeah,
or whatever.
you'd probably be good with like gateway style
Yeah,
builds.
but like other than that, like it's hard.
Yeah.
This game would be really hard for me.
Yeah. And that's why like part of the reason Zerg is the hardest for new players is because
It's a different style.
yeah, it's really different than like every other RTS game.
Yeah. Oh, it killed your bro.
I know those things are a fucking little pain in the asses.
They're little
They're a little bit of a bitch.
little buttholes.
But they're butts. Their face is a butt, and their butt is also a butt, and this is actually true.
Yeah.
That's what you get for being a sphere.
They suck. I mean, little soul panels.
Yeah, little solar panels. Now that I've got my economy going more or less, my
I'm surprised you're not angering it to the tower more.
yeah. Well, I mean that's the tier 1 tower, right? Like a barrage craft could solo one of those towers if it was like 1-on-1.
I like the solar panels. They're so cute. They're like. Boop, boop, boop,
Whoop, 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 whoop.
boop, boop,
Oh, there's more sun up here. Whoop, whoop, whoop,
boop, boop, boop,
whoop,
boop.
whoop.
And then they go at different paces, so they're like. Boop, 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 boop. We need a video in there.
Yeah. I'll just like enhance that. Make that
Times
bigger.
8.
Times 8. Yeah, times 8. This
Getting
motherfucker
kinda
thinks
so
he's
much
buried.
No one will ever be buried.
Yeah. No, nobody could ever be that good. You have to be a god.
Barry is good.
Yep. Editing god. It's pretty much true, right?
Yes.
God. Well, I mean, like, in terms of like, omnipresent God. Let's edit the human race. Let's just edit the human race. File, restore.
Eugenics?
File, copy, paste, delete.
Watch out for eugenics.
Yeah, eugenics. Yeah, okay. We'll get there eventually.
No, Kyle, that's not. Have you never taken a history class?
Well, that's about the Ubers, right?
Nazis!
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I understand what you mean, though.
I'm thinking, con. I'm thinking about like genetic manipulation here.
Yeah. Not particular races.
No,
Breeding
exactly.
from particular races.
Exactly.
Because one's not special.
But it breeding from particularly genetically enhanced humans.
No, taking
but, like,
up.
all-
No. If it's gonna be future genetics, like eugenics or whatever, it'd be specific genes.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
like from
Genes and
multiple
traits.
races,
Yeah, exactly.
because each one of like the race probably has like some benefit.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's nothing intellectual though. That's like it's like the most goddamn stupid conception.
Yeah.
That like different races have different like intelligence. It's like bullshit.
If you think that, you would be incorrect.
You'd be in like.
So I think this is the first mission you get. I got the whole tech tree unlocked, and that's why I have those big solar panels and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm just gonna like scout around with one of my big transport ships.
Oh, you found one.
What the hell? Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about before. See all these towers here? Do you
And
imagine
like the floating balls.
yeah,
of-
imagine navigating that with your.
It's like good luck.
Yeah, you're pretty much screwed. And like I made the mistake too. Is like there's a bunch all those little balls are just sitting out there. As soon as I moved over them with my plane, yeah, I aggroed them. So now they're gonna come and attack me.
So like I can't get to you too far up. Comes back, please, hugs.
Yeah.
I
So
just wants to get close to you, please.
Yeah, I think I don't think I was paying attention to like the fact that I'd actually aggroed them, and I think they're just gonna come yeah. I'm like, oh shit.
Notice?
I'm like, oh shit, I need more stuff over here. Oh god. There's so many of them.
Things are getting serious, except they're kind of derping, because they're trying to aggro the plane.
Exactly.
And they're like, okay, come back out here.
That was some sick micro, yo. I kept all that shit alive.
Oh, anti-air.
Yeah. The anti-air.
I like the physics in this game, like how the aircraft move.
Yeah. It's pretty good, like
it doesn't land quite yet. Like, it takes a while to, like, land.
mm-hmm.
And, like, when it turns kind of slower. And it goes, like, down, you know.
Look at that, the Barragecraft one shot, or like, I guess it's two shot, but like, that's a one shoot cycle, and it can kill the Doom Dome. Those things are called Doom Domes, by the way. You know what's one of my favorite things about this game is that after you put a Doom Dome in a transport ship, the head thing stops spinning.
Wait, what?
Yes, it's true.
What do you mean?
The you know how like they're out there and their head constantly like spins around.
So it's like a glitch?
Yeah, it's like just like an animation glitch that after you put it into a transport ship, it just stops spinning.
That's
and there's
so
there's a
weird.
few things like that in this game. That's the only one that I remember specifically.
It's very odd.
Mhm.
Non-destructive though. Low oil warning.
Low oil warning. There goes the oil.
You guys like don't see it, but there's this little like tiny little sliver of green, and that's kind of what his supply is. Actually, it is a supply. So you can imagine that if we're playing 1v1, Kyle and I would get up to the point that we have a full bar, like that many more units.
Yeah.
A fucking full like through 2 screens of Barragecraft, like full screens.
And then it was literally just like I'm pretty sure since they were turreted, I would just like move command them into grid space, and they would just like literally get slaughtered, and then I would like maybe barely break the front, and then my reinforcements would have to like get there as fast as they could, and then like whatever. Most of the time I won because I had access to the bunkers, and I was like, all right, well I'll just wait until I can use the bunker unit to like strategically bring down the front, or I'd have like a whole.
Well, that and I could never attack you, so it was either you break my base eventually, or I just sit there and not do anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta defend.
Yep.
If I attack, I would just lose.
Yep.
That's why I'm so defensive. Kyle pokes me.
I'm sorry. I had no concept of like what I was doing to your little brain.
Fuck you. You're a dick.
These are the traits you've been imbued with. Accept them.
I do.
It's probably the reason you're a godly Zerg player. So, shut up. You're fine. You survived.
I survived.
Yeah. And this is actually, I realized that these guys weren't so bad because if you had enough of them, their like single target DPS was really good. And
They're like Marines.
Yeah, they were like they're turrets, so they can move and shoot at the same time.
And they're fast and they can stack like not stack, but since they
can
have
cluster
such a,
together.
Yeah, cluster like Marines. If Marines were the size of tanks, you wouldn't have them now, would you?
Mm-hmm. It would be clunky and big, and that's the biggest problem I found going back to this game is like I couldn't be efficient because I would try and like get my Barragecraft to go, but you literally have to have that many of them if that's how you're gonna break them. It's just like mass, super duper mass Barragecraft.
This is my favorite part. Because like it sounds like what? Does it sound like guitar? Like the, or does it just sound like a electronic thing? There's like a small.
Hold on.
That's guitar.
Yeah, that's guitar. I'm just waiting for it. It's gonna happen right here.
It does sound guitar because it does the.
Yeah, it's definitely processed guitar.
Yeah,
though.
processed guitar. But like when they edited it, they have like a small like dip and like dip and elevation and frequency that's ever so slight. This is what makes it my favorite song. It's just so subtle. It's so good, and it makes me like I get lost in it. Man, it's so good. This is so good song. Survivor 2 go.
Yeah, Survivor 2. Woo! Yeah, Survivor 2.
Reinforcement sighted.
Yeah, now they're being bastards and like landing shit in my base.
Aw, the little spider guys.
Yeah. And they're pretty good about like, I mean, they couldn't really program the AI to like launch like super duper good attacks. But what they did do is they were like, all right, you know, at like 20 minutes into the game, they're gonna like send specific drops from like enemy reinforcements sighted, and those are gonna drop in your base to like sort of simulate how a real player would like kind of play against you.
Multi-round.
Yeah. And like I said, that's not the AI, the actual like guy doing that, or the actual like computer
That's just
opponent.
other programming
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
like
just
it doesn't
like
detract. Like those units were never produced by the base that was like
that's
just
up
sitting
there.
there. It's just like part of the programming of the mission.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was a pretty cool way to like get around some of the limitations with the AI.
Yeah, because this game was so hard that they were attacking you like non-stop that they didn't have to worry about macro.
Yeah.
Like they just sent stuff at you, and it was so hard to hold off that unless you could, then
Yeah.
this is the that tab that Kyle was just on was the.
Oh yeah,
modifications.
yeah, exactly. I think I'm producing a repair vehicle right now. What was the point of this? Oh yeah, in the original KKND, the AI, what it would do is it would mass up an army and then it would attack you, right? And then it would mass up a bigger army and then it would attack you. And then it would mass up a bigger army and it would attack you. And the AI, if they had an oil rig, would never run out of oil. It would always have like infinity resources, right? So the first time I ever beat it was because I waited, I survived long enough that the AI literally couldn't get out of its base because it was just so full of units. Like it glitched out and got like stuck on itself. So what I did was I took every other resource place on the map and I like built up like a significant army, like just a massive significant army.
That's how you won.
And that's how I won the very first time. And then after that I realized that if you go and you destroy their oil rigs, they'll make one attempt to replace it. But if you block that attempt, then that oil rig is forever dead for them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, BM.
Yeah. That's how I did it.
You suck then.
Are you disillusioned? Did you think I had some like grand strategy?
Yes. You're a bitch.
There were some missions where you could beat it just like based on like a strategic kind of like maneuver. But not all of them. And I realized too that like when I started playing this game again, I realized how good infantry were just because they
DPS?
Yeah, exactly. They're smaller, they cluster together, and they're
like brains.
Exactly.
Bad brains.
Exactly. and you can have a composition that's like, you know, a good mix between the Rocketeers, the Flame Guys, the Grenadiers, and the Laser Riflemen, and you're set. You just have to be careful that your Flamers are more or less separated from the group.
Yeah.
Maybe they only hurt vehicles. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Because I know the last game, or one of the other missions, I said they did friendly fire. I know they do friendly fire to vehicles, but you know, you might not do friendly fire to your own infantry, I think. Well, we'll see, because I'll probably end up burning myself here if I...
You like not aggroing them? Oh wait, holy shit, that does so much damage.
Yeah, the laser riflemen are like anti-infantry.
Damn.
And I was like, more!
Yeah, Kyle has so much resources, bad macro.
Well, in this game you kind of have to like stockpile a little bit, because it's not like you have the option to throw down. Like, think of it this way: is like I only have one production facility.
Can't you
for
produce
each.
more production facilities?
Yes, but I have to go through the painstaking process of upgrading all of them.
Yeah, that's something we haven't mentioned. Like you see, a couple times when there's multiple columns, like when you're trying to produce a unit, like on the right side, and that's because like every single structure doesn't have the same upgrades.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I wanted to make barrage craft out of two separate vehicle factories, or machine shops they're called, I would have to have two of them upgraded to tier 3 and like make sure, I'd have to upgrade both of them.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not worth it because like your units produce fast enough that you kind of want to use like compositions very specifically to like deal with certain. Maybe if I played it on a slower speed, it might be a little more like relevant. But since I'm playing it on like super fast, it's like, okay, well, I've made this composition, so I'm gonna go and get like this done, and while I'm gone, I'm gonna build this composition, and like by the time I get back, I have a full army again anyway.
So you can set like, it's really cool because you can make specific compositions. You can go into that tab, be like, I need 4 of this guy, 8 of this guy, and then I just want this one set to infinity tab, which means that it's constantly always producing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like BarageCraft.
Yeah, like BarageCraft on infinity.
Kyle wins the game.
Yeah, BarageCraft on infinity was like the pinnacle of my childhood. It's like, if I just build all of BarageCraft all the time, I can win. And I mean, I still love like they're still my favorite units, but even then, I'm still like, I'm using an Enforcer and a Juggernaut here. Yeah. Like I probably would have just used BarageCrafts if I was doing this when I was a kid. And like, look at how fast these flamers kill these buildings. Like, it's just stupid. They do so much damage.
Yeah, which makes sense. Oh shit, Kyle.
Pod cannons, no. Oh, some old guys in our backyard. He's going and looking at the dead tree.
Like,
oh yeah, I think we were mentioning it in an early episode how there's 2 trees in my backyard that got destroyed by like a big windstorm.
They're not tiny trees. These are like
massive willow
90, 100-year-old trees.
Yeah, they're 60 feet tall.
Yeah, they're fucking huge. Canada, man.
Yeah,
big
Canada
trees.
Canada has awesome trees.
Like a fully grown willow tree.
Yeah. Anyway, so one of them like it fucking just fell over.
All of it.
Yeah, and the other one is like just a withered husk now. Like all of its major branches are gone. And it's got like a few that are just like
there's
dangling.
no coming. There's no
coming back. It's dead. And like nobody's come to like remove them yet or like take care of it. So yeah, they're just like out there and downed. And we just look out my window and see people go and like inspect the trees.
It's probably because there's like, it's not hurting anybody right now.
Yeah.
They weren't by houses. They were by like a little creek that runs through this area.
Yeah.
And they just kind of like fell over by the creek.
Yes.
If they were blocking like a major passage, it would no doubt be taken right away.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun to look at.
So they're kind of low priority. It's funny too because like when they first fell down, it was still really green, right? Like it was still like the parts were healthy, but now it's starting to like wither and die.
Yeah.
It's sad. Luckily, the sun has gone down now and it's like not in our eyes
glaring.
anymore. There's no glare.
Yeah.
As I continue to just like park my units on the high ground here, I went about beating this mission in like the most strategic way I could. I was like, I'm not just gonna like strong arm the front like I would in the past. I'm actually gonna spend some time getting a strategy.
Oh, is that a tower?
Yeah, that's the tier 3 tower or tier 4 tower from the.
But
it's like a lesser touch of death because it's like it has to charge up and then zap.
Yeah.
I think the touch of death shoots 4 shots per every one that one shoots. So that's like how much better. What's that?
Insert an animation.
Of like touch of death.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Why,
Too lazy.
Kyle?
They'll see it. They'll see it when I get that far with the.
I'm just trying to make Kyle.
Yeah, you're trying to make my job hard. And
Yeah,
part of the reason for doing this specifically was so that I would have to do less editing.
Yeah, but
Just gonna throw grenades from the high ground. Woo, high ground. I like how that this game had a pretty good concept of high ground. Yeah, I'm finally building my second barracks because I have $37,000. $37,000, Corinne. I am rich.
You mean oils? You have
Oils.
37,000 oils?
Yeah, but I sell my oils for dollars.
No, the oil is actually
Okay,
a
fine.
resource.
Yeah,
We had that huge discussion about money yesterday, Kyle. I remember that.
Yeah. That's funny. Pew 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 pew. I like how that one just like it runs by. It's going after my grenader. No, grenader. Kill it.
Oh, dude, those are so strong.
It just runs them over.
You guys.
A lot of the time, it's more efficient just to like run them down.
He's trying to rebuild. Kill him.
Kill him. Kill all his stuffs. Yes, sir. Moving. Alrighty then.
Killing like the equivalent of the command center in this game isn't as bad though as in other games.
Yeah, that's true.
As in StarCraft is the only one that I can think of.
Yeah, in Age of Empires,
Oh,
like
that
your
too.
buildings have like stupid amounts of health. I actually think buildings should get nerfed. And like like the people in Age of Empires HD, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I really think buildings should be like.
Kyle, I disagree because the metagame has been around long enough that like that it's part of how they play.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's not like they don't have to kill the buildings to win as long as they can deny resources.
Yeah, okay. I suppose it's become enough part of the game that it's like.
I think
it
it's
makes
really.
sense
I
too,
think
like,
it's kind of
historically.
biased for you to say because like I think you say this kind of like I think a lot of people say this pretty frequently because they're used to like StarCraft having like a specific like the buildings have less health, but that doesn't mean that it's a good mechanic. It's just a thing.
Yeah, it's just
a thing that
consistent.
doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
I reevaluate.
Go
my
kill
opinion.
him
Yeah.
with all your barrage crafts.
There's no control click in this game, by the way.
Yeah.
I wish there was.
Yeah.
And I'll fly everything else over. Is that oil rig still going? There goes the oil! Yeah, woo! This is the victory march, basically. Here I come in to kill all this shit. And I'm pretty sure I just grab everything and like do that control, the shift click. There, yeah, I see that, the shift F. Go to this location and fight everything.
Kill them. Oh yeah, it does look like it's up to death.
Yep.
Phew.
Just the big laser. The lightning bolt, rather.
They have the worst tags though.
Yeah. Well, their pod cannons are pretty good.
Well, all but like one thing and everything. They don't have very good ones.
Yeah. For the
Mission
most part.
complete.
Woo!
That ends this session.
Yep.
Until
So
Kyle
GG,
gets more
GG.
reported.
Yep. I hope you enjoyed. We'll be back with this more.
Wait, you
kind
can
of stuff later.
Master Chief.
Master Chief. And you notice I actually the par for that was beating that mission in 2 hours, and I beat it in 1 hour and 16 minutes on like the fastest setting.
Oh my god.
So I actually like owned that one according to them.
According.
All right, GG.